You won't believe what these legendary actors were like behind the scenes. And Shirley MacLaine is finally spilling all the tea. At 91, Shirley MacLaine has seen it all, and then some. She's not just an icon. She's lived through nearly 8 decades of Hollywood history, working with some of the biggest names in the business. Oscar winner, best-selling author, spiritual explorer, and now, a fearless truth-teller with zero time for sugarcoating. In a rare, raw, and totally unfiltered interview, she finally dropped the curtain on what it was really like working with some of the industry's most legendary men. And let's just say, it's not always a pretty picture. Let's start with Dean Martin. You think charm, right? Suave, smooth, the ultimate Rat Pack crooner. But Shirley? She saw right through the lounge act. She described working with him as waiting for someone to wake up. It was like acting opposite a sleepwalker, she said. Sure, he had that easy charisma, but when the cameras rolled, he often phoned it in, drunk, emotionally distant, or just completely disengaged. Imagine pouring your soul into a scene, hoping for some connection, and the guy across from you is just smirking. That might work at a Vegas club, but on a movie set? It's dead weight. Shirley said it felt like she was throwing a ball, and Dean just watched it hit the floor. Still, she didn't hate the guy. She actually felt kinda sad for him. He didn't love acting, she said. He loved golf. He loved hanging with his buddies. But acting? That was just something he did because it came easy. And maybe she wondered, when something's too easy, you stop caring. Next up, Anthony Quinn. Oh boy. If you're picturing a bold, larger-than-life presence, you're right. But according to Shirley, that presence came with a bulldozer of ego. He swaggered onto set like he was doing everyone a favor just by showing up. Collaboration? Forget it. He ignored direction, steamrolled scenes, interrupted lines, shifted blocking mid-take. It wasn't just sexism, she said. It was pure entitlement. One time during a quiet, emotional scene, Quinn went full volume, crowding her, overpowering the moment. She asked the director to dial it back a little. And what did Quinn say? "Don't worry, sweetheart. I'll carry the scene." Shirley's response? "You're not carrying anything but your ego." And honestly, iconic. She didn't deny his talent, but she couldn't ignore how exhausting it was to work with someone who treated every moment like a one-man show. "He didn't act with you," she said. "He just filled the space." And then there was Robert Mitchum. That gravel voice, that brooding stare, that dangerous cool. But behind that mystique, a man Shirley described as deeply bitter. He walked around like the world owed him something, she said. He'd mock scenes, roll his eyes at direction, sabotage vulnerable moments with sarcasm or silence. He was never fully there. Shirley said it was like tiptoeing through a minefield, never knowing which version of Bob you were gonna get. And while he could be magnetic when he chose to engage, those moments were so rare they felt like accidents. Still, she felt a strange empathy for him. Men like Bob weren't allowed to be soft, she said. So they drank, they lashed out, and they armored themselves with bitterness. She mourned what he could have been, if only he'd let himself feel. Now let's talk Frank Sinatra. Oh yeah, we're going there. Shirley didn't waste a beat. I never trusted Frank. He could be charming, sure, but it was all transactional. If he needed you, you were golden. If not, you were invisible. She described the constant emotional whiplash of working with him. One moment you're the star of the show, the next you're background noise. He stormed off set if the lighting was off, if someone questioned him, or if, God forbid, a woman told him what to do. And what made it worse? The entire crew would scramble to appease him. It was like he was royalty, she said, and we were just there to orbit him. It wasn't just exhausting, it was toxic. And Shirley, who values real connection and artistic give and take, wasn't having it. I don't miss working with him, she said. Not for a second. Then came one of the biggest heartbreaks, Warren Beatty. This one hurts, she admitted, because in the beginning, she believed in him. His spark, his intelligence, his potential. But all of that got swallowed by ego. He couldn't share the spotlight, she said. He hijacked scenes, rewrote scripts on set, talked over people mid-thought. It wasn't about the best idea, it was about his idea. Always. Shirley said she watched something beautiful get twisted into control. And that broke her heart more than any argument. He was brilliant and broken, she said quietly. You wanted to root for him. But he never rose above himself. And when asked if she'd ever work with him again, her answer came fast, not even for the best script in the world. Then there was Charlton Heston. You'd think stoic, righteous, grand. But Shirley? She called it a full-blown God complex. He thought he was Moses, she joked, but she wasn't really kidding. Every moment on set felt like a sermon. Every suggestion met with a condescending lecture. Even a simple two-person scene felt like you were speaking to a marble statue. He didn't act with you, she said. He acted at you. Even off camera, everything had to be just so. His chair, his trailer, his water. And if it wasn't perfect, he took it personally. Great actor, she said. Terrible collaborator. The audience saw strength. She saw rigidity. And finally, Steve McQueen. The king of cool. But according to Shirley, he was too cool for connection. He had the swagger, sure. The presence. The cinematic timing. But emotionally? Nothing. He didn't talk. He didn't engage. He didn't listen, she said. Acting with him felt like dancing with a locked door. You'd open up, try to connect, and get back silence. Not malice. Just stone. And that, she believed, was intentional. Steve was all about control. Every word, every move, calculated. He worked on camera. He was hypnotic. But behind the scenes? Cold. Distant. Impossible to reach. Cool, she said, gets cold real fast when you're looking for heat. So why is Shirley telling all this now? Because she's earned the right. Because she's seen what people don't see when they idolize the myth instead of the man. And because if you're going to spend your life in an industry that constantly worships charm, power, and perfection, you better tell the truth while you still can. You don't make it this long by pretending everything was fine, she said. Some of it was ugly. Some of them were too. And that's why we love her. If that doesn't make you want to revisit classic Hollywood with new eyes, I don't know what will. Legends aren't always what they seem. In truth, it never gets old. If you found this as jaw-dropping as we did, go ahead, hit that like button, share it with your movie-loving friends, and subscribe for more untold stories straight from behind the curtain. Because legends may shine on screen, but it's the real stories that stick with us. Thanks for watching. Stay curious.